Running 3 businesses and raising twins should feel impossible, but it's not. Here's how I do it without losing my mind. For those of you who don't know me, hi, I'm Jane. I run a wine business, Dialk, and coaching business, and I'm a mother of 2 6-month-old twins. And I'm launching my new book, Organize Your Business Like a Boss, where I share my systems that have saved me. And here's the thing, most productivity advice skips the real stuff that makes or breaks your sanity as a mom entrepreneur. Here are 5 time block rules that let you still be you while running a business. We've all heard the advice, don't touch your phone until you're done your morning routine. But Martha Stewart wakes up and immediately checks her blog, her email, her socials. She's my idol. And guess what? I do it too. Before and after I had kids. This never changed. The real danger isn't checking, it's getting stuck. Doom scrolling means you've already given your focus to other people's priorities. So I make it intentional. Scan my emails for anything urgent, make sure projects are on track, check socials for anything important, then phone down and onto my own priorities. Your first look can be a power move if it's focused. You're staying informed, not overwhelmed. But here's the trick. Once you know what's important, you can't let little tasks pull at you all day. That's why we have the number 2, admin power boost. You don't need to be inbox 0 all day, though it helps if you schedule one focus boost to clear the clutter. If you keep stopping to answer every email or message, the moment it arrives, you're breaking your own focus over and over. And honestly, that's exhausting. But if you're like me, you're not one of those people that only answers emails at 10 a.m. every day. I tried that. Because you want to be more responsive than that, and that's okay. So try scheduling an admin power boost, where in one short, focused burst, you do all the little nagging tasks at once. Low priority emails, invoicing, scheduling, messages. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour. The point is to clear as much as possible in one go so you can get back to the real work. Once it's scheduled, you don't feel guilty about ignoring those little pings the rest of the day because you know it will get done. And here's where it gets even better. Freeing up this time lets me figure out what I can stop doing entirely. That's where my delegation and outsourcing block comes in. So number 3 is delegation and outsourcing block. I used to believe that if I just worked harder and faster, I could keep up with it all. Emails, laundry, social media, invoicing, everything felt equally urgent. But when everything is urgent, nothing really moves forward. And here's the truth, knowing you should delegate isn't enough. If you don't set aside time to actually do it, your to-do list will keep growing and your free time will keep shrinking. So try creating a weekly delegation and outsourcing block. Just 1 hour where you focus only on moving tasks off your plate. Identify what you don't need to do yourself. Assign it to the right person or service. Automate if possible, and document how it's done so you never have to touch it again. And here's the thing. When you start handing things off, you'll notice something strange. There's finally a space in your calendar. And that's dangerous, because if you're not intentional, that space will get eaten up by more work. That's why the next time block is one most people skip until it's too late. Number 4, self-care is not an optional block. If self-care isn't scheduled, it's the first thing to disappear and the last thing you recover. I really realized this after my babies and C-section. I needed so many appointments, physio, scar massage, personal training to get back into normal shape. Having surgery puts this into perspective on how important self-care is. And if it's not in my calendar, I don't do it, full stop. I schedule my workouts and my beauty self-care appointments in a different color, so every day I see them. And if I see none for the week, then that's a problem. If it's in my calendar, it's protected. It's a non-negotiable. A 30-minute walk without my phone, a quiet hour to read or plan, even 15 minutes to enjoy my coffee before the house wakes up. When self-care is a time block, it shifts from a maybe to a must. And when it's a must, everything else benefits. Your business, your family, and you. And my motto is if it's not in your calendar, it will likely not happen. But also, please leave some white space in your calendar too. I also refer back to an article a few years back from the Harvard Business Review on how CEOs spent their time, and that white space in their calendars was really integral for being able to strategize and ponder and make strategy and plans, etc. So protecting yourself is just the start. The final time block takes that same protection and applies it to your whole household so the chaos doesn't creep back in. Number 5 is the one home system and then duplicate block. The less you think about running your home, the more energy you have to actually live in it. I have an entire chapter on this in my book. I used to run my house on memory and willpower until I realized it was making 1,000 tiny decisions a week just to keep things moving. It's why Steve Jobs only wore one outfit. He literally ran out of decision-making energy. My husband, before I met him, also did this, and now even more that we are extra busy. He always looks styled for business, but he has white shirts in rotation and his signature suits. If you're exhausted before the day even starts, chances are you're managing systems that don't exist yet. So try this one simple rule. Build one system at home, then duplicate it everywhere you can. One cleaning checklist for every property, one labeled bin setup for all the kids' closets, one fridge organization layout repeated for myself in Whistler and Vancouver. Once it's set, you never start from scratch again. You just copy, paste, and live. When your home runs on repeatable systems, you take back your brain space. And when you take back your brain space, you have room for things that actually matter. The goal isn't a perfect system. It's a system that frees you up to be present in the life you've built. So those are my 5 non-negotiable time blocks. Number 1, a first look. Number 2 is an admin power boost. Number 3 is delegation and outsourcing. Number 4, self-care, super important. And number 5 is one home system and then duplicate it across everywhere. If you protect these blocks, you protect your time. And when you protect your time, you can organize anything. Your business, your home, your whole life like a boss.